Hey guys, before we start this Saturday's episode of the Build Guide, I just wanted to show you something really freaking cool that happened this week. For long-time followers of the channel, you guys will know that I'm heavily inspired and influenced by a content creator called ImperialJedi, who has a YouTube channel and mainly a Twitch streamer now. Both of his channels will be linked down in the description, please go and check him out. But yeah, let me just play you this clip from his Twitch stream over the weekend, and yeah, just watch.
Overcharged egg. That name sounds familiar. He streams too, or is he a YouTuber? Or he's a YouTuber, okay. Overcharged egg. Let me look him up here. Overcharged egg. YouTube. I want to take like a generic look. Hey! Yeah, I can see the influence. Yeah. Oh, that's too funny. Even just from his thumbnail. Oh my god, that's too funny, eh? Yo, look at this. That's too perfect. The same with the, the 45s. See what I mean? These are the good, right? So he's doing it the right way. When you make tutorial videos like this, that's a really good way to grow your channel. Good thumbnails too. Oh, this guy's good, man. Follow him on my actual YouTube here. He's been playing his shoutouts? Oh, that's awesome. Yo, I'm gonna pop in then. Let me make a comment on one of his videos. Dude, he has like, yes, City Skylines. He has autocomplete too for his name. Dude, he's doing well. Subscribe. Right on. Yo, I appreciate, this is what I'm talking about, man. Linking these dots. This is what I love about Twitch.
How freaking cool is that? We got a shout out from ImperialJedi live on his stream. And he subscribed to the channel as well. So welcome, ImperialJedi. So crazy. I am like fangirling like just madness right now. Thank you so much. Anyway, and also thank you to Andrew Mundy, who shouted me out in his Twitch chat. Huge thank you, dude. And he also let me know as well that he's going to be getting in touch. So yeah, anyway, let's get on with today's episode of the Build Guide.
Every breath I inhale, I
Hello people, and welcome back to part 44 of Beguzia, the city's Skylines build guide. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. And how cool was that Imperial Jedi thing? Just to kind of point that out, can we just kind of get an appreciation for how awesome that was? Anyway, you know, we're not going to bang on about that too much this episode. But welcome back to the original major transport hub of Beguzia. And look how busy this place is. It's not the first time I've shown this thing off in full action. But yeah, lots and lots of people coming off the train station in the background there, the metro tunnels, and using our highway of pedestrian paths that are elevated above the road to get about from different methods of transport. And this turned out to be really successful, and it is definitely one of your guys' most favourite builds within the city, because you have commented on live streams and etc., and on the actual episode itself. For the new people, because it has been a while since we built this and we have gone up a bunch of subscribers, the episode of this and a block and a tile for tile tutorial on how to build this exact transport hub will be linked down in the description. So go ahead and check them out if you want to kind of see this thing being built and how it functions within your downtown kind of sphere. And what we are going to be working on today is the second major transport hub of the Beguzia downtown, and how we're going to kind of implement it into the space that we have along the back of our new IT cluster pack that we worked on last episode. And yeah, we've got a fair bit of space to play with here. So let's go ahead. First of all, when we're kind of building any large scale project, we want to make sure that we have some nice kind of large areas to play with, and make sure the land isn't going to give us any issues. I'm just going to terraform back up to the highway to a little bit. Let's make sure we're not kind of too gross as we come off of the highway. Let's bring this guy down a little. And we'll just soften him up. Okay, so first of all, we need to kind of plan out what public transport networks we actually want to be within the second transit hub. Of course, I am going to want trains. Trains are always a pretty important part, but you kind of need like a secondary support transport network in there for shorter journeys to get people to and from the transport hub within the immediate area. And obviously trains aren't suitable for that because they take up a lot of room and, you know, they're not particularly effective over short distances. So we do have a metro monorail train hub, and this thing looks quite nice. It would obviously mean that we have to implement a monorail line within this part of the downtown, which isn't too bad. We do have a monorail network over here as well, so we could certainly do another one. But this asset looks really cool. It's got some really nice detailing on it. I like these little side panels here. I like the little wood in them. Some nice brickwork. And I think it'd be really cool to kind of see people coming and going out of this asset. And it's something that I haven't actually ever used before. So it's definitely something that I want to have within this particular transit hub. So I think for right now what I'm going to do is just take away that studio, the development studio, just for right now. And then we will put that back in at some point, but I think it's just going to get in the way for the moment. So let's have a look. I'm mapping out a bit of a road network for our transport hub. So we have all this room to play with right here. Let's bring this guy up as well, just so we kind of know what spaces we're going to be playing with, and the distance between here, 3420. So the halfway point between that should be 1710, so that's 1740. That should do, we'll go for that. And I definitely didn't cut the video because I had to go and do the maths of what half of that number was. Okay, let's kind of use this point here as the center reference. So we're going to bring this guy up onto here. And then we're going to have a one-way road. Let's check the size of the asset first. Okay, so it fits perfectly between the medium road, which is ideal. So let's grab a couple of one-way roads, and we're going to bring these out. It was here 140, so 700, it'll be the halfway point. Let's bring that out to there, and we'll bring him up. So we get 4 tiles in the middle. Let's actually give ourselves something to reference the size against. So I think we'll go with some plazas with trees. And we'll have one of these either side with a block in the middle. Okay. So we have a tile either side of the road. Let's bring our one-way road right behind these guys. Let's find the halfway point here. Let's just go to 700 again, or 750, that should do. And that's going to give us a nice little start. So, kind of analysing the one-way system right now. This junction here is going to have no traffic lights because it's a one-way system, so there's no need for them to stop. And as we come down here, and as they come back out of the system, then they're going to hit the traffic lights here. We'll see how this performs. It's always nice to kind of give it a test run. And then let's go ahead and place in the kind of the heart and soul of this new transport hub area. And I think that's a really nice, impressive building to kind of focus the new transport area from. Okay. So, sticking to the theme of elevated highways, we are again going to put these things in. All our snapping is on, and we are at the lowest elevation step possible, which is 3 meters. And I think if we come out here and come up, now we won't clear the road there, will we? No, we're a little bit too short. So let's come out. Now, does that look a little bit ridiculous? Is that too steep of an incline? Because if it is, then we can just change the plaza that's behind it. I don't think it's too bad. I think we'll keep it in for right now. So I'm going to run these guys right along the road. And let's see what distance we're from here. 82. So let's make sure we do the same thing down here. Let's just snap to the grid. There we go. And that's going to give us a nice little run through. It's going to be pretty sweet. And then we'll do the same thing on this side again. Let's bring him down. And then we'll continue. And then just run it kind of parallel to where you're doing the others. And that's just going to make sure that you get all the same pillars in the right place if you're going to be kind of a little bit anal about how you want this place to sit. So I think with this main road in the lead up to the transport hub, we're going to have some nice grass. And then with the roads in front of it, we'll upgrade into the road with trees. And then probably these roads as well will be grass too. So that's going to give us a nice little bit of symmetry there. And again, as with everything else that we build, look at the traffic on here, man. We're going to sort this out in a live stream soon. Please don't worry about that, that will be gone. Yeah, so just keep taking a break from your building and looking at it from all different angles and see how you feel the asset developing. Okay, so I know over here, kind of in and amongst this railway bridge, I want a theme park here. We'll definitely be building a downtown theme park at some point. But for right now, let's go ahead and draw out our monorails. So I'm going to come out here, let's bring him straight up. And then just make sure all our snapping is on for this. Okay, and across the road. So actually bring the road up a little. To here. And I think we're going to have the university campus, the Liberal Arts College over here. Alongside this hill, so we'll definitely want to make sure we leave a monorail line in for that. Okay, so let's bring these across, and then we'll just leave them there for right now, just so we know that is what is going to be lying there. Make sure we save room for it, and then likewise with our train tracks too. So in terms of the train tracks, I obviously want them to be taking passengers from elsewhere around the city. We'll have links up to this station, and then probably up to this line here. I remember we saved one. Now what is the best way of getting him across there? I imagine probably cutting under this main bridge, so let's try and factor that in before we build any further. Bring him in here. And again, make sure our elevation step is on the lowest point. Snap to 180 degrees and try and keep it level for the majority of this journey. There we go, that should do nicely. And I wonder if we should actually cut under the bridge here. Just like that. Don't worry about the power line, we will be making a separate power source for this area anyway. So it's not too much for it to be broken right now. And then with this bridge, this line here, we need to keep it going a little further, I think. Looks like it actually won't clear the bridge unless we do it manually. Let's go like that. So this is going to serve as a really handy way for our sims to move to the other side of the downtown without them having to use the road, and you'll see a fair bit of your traffic actually clear up from doing that. And again, this is going to give us some really nice transport infrastructure moving across the bay, which is going to look really cool as well, kind of in the grand scheme of things. Okay, let's bring this guy up to... We'll clear the road. Okay, so how are we looking right now? Let's keep checking. Got a nice straight line through. Got lots of nice crisscrossing patterns and large infrastructure generating. It's all very, very cool. And I'm thinking maybe a roadside rail. That might be pretty cool. So let's bring them out to there, and then we'll bring him. Let's actually put in the road rail first, so possibly along here. And that's going to look really cool to see trains driving right by the cars. And then I'll just bring him down to probably about here. Switch to our freeform tool. And then just get a nice smooth curve as we hook up there. Okay, let's continue with the road, with the rail all the way down. And then I think it'd be pretty cool to have, let's delete this bit of road here, we'll probably have a bridge going over there. Okay, we need to be very careful as to where we choose to bend this railway through. Let's bring him up a little bit closer. And I'm just going to go ahead and take him right through there. Yes. Success. I'll bring him down. Bring him up a little further. And then freeform tool, snap onto his line, and then bring him out just like that. So that's going to hook him up straight away into the downtown transport network, which is going to be tremendously helpful for our sims. Let's cross the bridge again here. And hook everyone back up. Okay. Now I need to do the same for this one. So obviously this line here is the network rail. This spans the entire map. Reaches all the way down here towards the oil industry. So we're going to want to make sure that trains from outside of Biguzia can actually reach this area as well. Okay, so we're just slightly reworking this rail line to make it look a little more realistic. I've decided to go with the road crossings. I know people aren't huge fans of them, but I think they look really cool, and we're not going to have vast amount of traffic flowing up and down these roads anyway, so I don't think there's anything too concerned or anything too much to be concerned about. And then we'll bring, actually this guy now, does this even need the connection here? If we have this rail going all the way through here, yeah, he just hooks back into the transport hub, and this guy is already hooked into the transport hub now anyway, so he isn't actually needed anymore. So we're now just flowing across, and we've got a nice gradual smooth bridge as the train begins to climb, and then he's going to join up with the network rail right here. So that's really sweet, really happy with that. Okay, so let's kind of discuss what other methods of transport we want in here. I think we'll actually fill out these next two squares with plazas as well, and we'll have something nice in here. We'll probably do a couple of other little paths actually. I don't know why this guy is so high up. Let's just have a path straight through so people can cross over. And then we'll do some nice detailing here as well in the time lapse towards the end of the episode. Okay, so in terms of buses, buses are okay. I mean, we could probably have a couple of bus lines running around here. We already have trams. So we'll probably, where is the nearest tram line from here? It's right by there, so I think we will bring in a little bit of a tram interchange so people can move about this area. Let's make this road on the left a tram road. I'm actually going to upgrade this here back into grass, and then we'll use this space here as a bit of a fancy tram interchange. How about that? So let's go ahead and grab our tram track, and I'm going to bring a road out here. If you guys are wondering how you can kind of build your own, I mean, by all means feel free to copy this, although I would encourage you to kind of come up with your own designs for large scale building projects like a transport hub within your own city. Look at some city centres, some actual real life transport hubs, and see how they kind of function, and then just take inspiration from that. Okay, so we're just going to make a real simple tram turnabout loop. Let's see, what's the distance here? It's 180. Let's come out by 180 again. So we've just boxed in. We're actually a little bit off centre there, aren't we? That's okay, it doesn't matter. So I've left some zoning squares here because we're going to have some nice buildings in along here too. So let's factor in access into the public highway network. You can also cross over to that side if they wish as well. So let's go ahead and grab that tram line that we have running around. So he can stop there, that's fine, and then he's going to come through here and stop there and here. This secondary stop here isn't necessary, that's more than enough distance for Sims to walk, but it's nice just to kind of have the symmetry of them stopping on each side. Let's also factor in a path between the two sides of the tram line. Let's go for all snapping off here. And the tram line is right in the middle, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty much bang on. So let's have them running from one another. And then possibly here as well. I'll tell you what we'll probably end up doing with these kind of empty spaces here too. I wonder if we can actually do that. Let's have a little look. Let's do this together. So we can fit one in. Let's make this not only a tram interchange, but also a tram park. And what this is going to do is not only draw more people to the area, which is going to make our transport hub busier, it's going to increase the land value for buildings around it as well, which is really what everybody wants to happen. Okay, so let's have a little look-see. Let's maybe have... Okay, so they do want a roadside, but we can get around this. I'm going to draw in some paths that are going to come as close to the tram line as possible. Looks like we can get a little closer there. Just keep with all your snapping off. You will eventually find the perfect sweet spot. I'm going to draw in a nice little line like that. So actually what we are going to do is use the version without trees, because I want to put my own trees in here. We'll use some nice colourful ones to bring this area to life a little more. Okay, let's hook him up there. And, well, we're just kind of messing about here, guys. Thank you for all the support on the channel recently. The 500 subscriber special has done tremendously well. Much better than I ever expected it to, so thank you for your support on that. It really does mean a lot. Okay, I haven't painted a park area here, have I? What an absolute canoe. I am sorry, guys. You must have been screaming. So it would help if you painted a park area. I was wondering why I couldn't place that that plaza on the tram track. I thought this should work. Why isn't it working? That's because it's not a park. Okay, let's go ahead now and add in a small park main gate. And where should we have this? I think either side of here will probably be suitable. Let's have one over on this side as well. Okay. And we'll have a plaza adjacent on each side. Now, would this look too much if we put plazas all the way down here? That is going to get rid of quite a bit of our zoning. We do still have a fair amount to do. Okay. I think we will go for plazas all the way down this main strip. That's quite nice. It's a very grand entrance into the downtown. Well, into the transport hub anyway. Let's look at hooking them through here. That should be okay for people to get about. And then let's start introducing a little bit of zoning. So we get some buildings appearing here. We can maybe have a little bit of higher density residential along this front right here. And we'll probably do something fancy with this side as well, although I think I do want roads through here. So I'm gonna bring these guys up. So what we will do is I want some zoning right here on this side of the walkway. So we'll make sure that we factor that in. And then we'll bring this guy in here and try and get some tight zoning squares in. That is unfortunately breaking them. You can just... There we are, going to get a little broken one. It's fine, don't worry. We can cope with it. Okay, so we're getting some nice low density commercial right along the front here. Let's have some high density up along here. And everyone is watered up and happy. And it'll be cool to see some things start growing in this area. And I think along this street here we'll have a whole bunch of high density residential. Right up to where the monorail will flow. And yeah, I'm really starting to like this area. Let's maybe factor in a couple of unique buildings. Let's have a look what we have left to use. We do still have this thing, the winter market. I can't find a place for this. It's a tough one. Stadium. No, we don't want a football stadium in. That's ridiculous. We do have the meteorite park. We could use this somewhere. And that actually kind of fits in perfectly in the space that we have there. Would it face this way? Oh, it would as well. Let's actually delete it just so I can see where we're placing it. Oh, okay, so it fits in perfectly. I think it would be rude not to use it there when it fits so just so amazingly well. Let's have some high density commercial along the corner here. And maybe a strip. I very rarely use one strips, but let's have some in there. And let's hook our guys back up with a path. Let's hook the two gates together. And then we'll have all our snapping off. And this guy can join up with the tram network. That's going to keep people flowing. That's going to be excellent news. What is the actual entertainment vibe of this park now? Yeah, so we have hit it. How about if we drop some park assets within the actual tram interchange itself? That one's a little too big. Oh, it's just too wide, isn't it? No, it is not. Let's get a couple of those in. Maybe... Can we get these in again? No, it's too wide. It would have been nice to have some park cafes in there. But I think that's okay. I think we're doubling up too much on the trees, so let's go for the treeless paths. We'll see how they work out. Let's go from here to this point. And then this point down to there again. So much easier to draw the paths even though your snapping turned off. And then let's go for... Yeah, let's get those restrooms in. We can kind of have like a male and female restroom kind of at the tram interchange. So you know, you can stop off and take a dump before you move on to the next stage of your journey. Okay, so we're getting some stuff along here right now. Kind of want a little plaza here. I think that would be pretty cool. Let's have a look and see if there's any plazas that we can find in the unique buildings. I'm pretty sure we've used them all. We do have this. Do we have the helicopter park? This thing is pretty nice. Although it doesn't want to snap onto certain areas. Okay. Still have a whole bunch of stuff to unlock as well. We will be doing an episode on how you can cheese a bunch of these. And that will be coming up. Yeah, okay. So, the helicopter park is most appropriate. Let's pop it on the corner. See what we make of it. Now, how about actually, I think we'll save that for something a little more important so we can have it nice and central. Let's get some regular park assets in here. How about a baseball court? Or a basketball court even? Yeah, okay. Let's have a basketball court, and we'll begin to surround this with more zoning. Let's go for some nicer roads on this inner ring here. Let's get them hooked up. Can this guy hook in? Yes, he can. That'll be fine. And then probably let's go for a regular road. Are you not going to behave yourself? There we go. That's what we want to see. Okay, and that's going to give us some nice zoning squares. Let's fill them out. Let's go for a bit of low density commercial here. A bit of high density residential. More residential here. A touch of office space perhaps. And then with that in mind, let's go ahead and bring a path around. I'll have all our snapping off just to make our downtown. I think a lot of the time when people make downtowns, they forget to make them walkable. I think with your lower towns it's a lot easier to remember to do it, but it's important to keep doing it with your downtown as well, so your sims can walk about easier. It stops them using cars, and it does free up your roads. So I like the way that the path here is right behind the buildings. I think that looks really cool. And yeah. Okay, we are developing nicely here now. I think what we'll do is we'll have a road. Let's delete these two guys, and then we'll come straight through with our angle. And then he we'll kind of have the amusement park will sit here. Still need to kind of design that, but we will be having one. And then do we want one here as well? Let's kind of hook him up, plan out some future road networking. Let's delete these guys so they regrow properly in some nice large grids. Let's get some along here as well. And here have some nice residential streets surrounding the transport hub, and a little bit of low density commercial around them as well. I do like these buildings that show up. Let's get something in there too. Yeah, the guys are complaining of no workers, but you should be okay shortly. And then I think alongside the actual interchange itself, we'll go for some high density commercial, maybe a bit of office space. I don't think the monorail will be heading off in that direction. Probably not, but maybe. Let's go ahead and can we clear the bypass here? Oh, we can as well. That kind of makes me want to implement it. Okay, we'll leave it through there now. I think to see trains, cars and monorail all flowing under this big interchange here would look really cool. Like, well, this area here is definitely going to be downtown as well, so I guess it would make sense to have that as monorail, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay, we'll leave it in there. Let's have a look at the train line, because this guy will need one. Okay, so currently we have the line that runs past the dam, down into this terminal here, and then he's heading back and going back to the main one. So my question is, oh, we do already have a train coming through. Who are you? Yeah, so you're transporting passengers away and outside of the map, so that's fine. Okay. Let's use this line here, and then we'll connect him up to the transport hub. So I'll add a stop here, and then here as well. So I'm not sure if I want to take him down to the oil town. I think that should be kept for a separate platform. I think that's what we should do. I think that'll be okay. 25 here this week. Yeah, we do have a whole bunch of people using it, which is nice. That's very nice indeed. How about the tram lines? How are these guys doing? Yeah, so these are gradually getting busier. Again, you know, we're giving them more reasons to use them right now, so we can expect to see more people in them. But guys, that feels like a good place to go ahead and jump into a detailing time lapse, and we'll begin to kind of spice this thing up a little bit, and then we'll cut back once we are ready to sign off. So I'll be right back.
You were gone from the start, now you tear me apart. I gave you my trust, but you treated me like I couldn't see. I thought you were the one, but I know that I'll never be the girl that you need. You need. You feel the same. You were at the back of her mind. Suddenly the rain wiped away the dust from my eyes. You feel the same. Suddenly the rain wiped away the dust from dust from dust from dust from her mind. Dust from back of her mind. Dust from dust from her mind. Dust from
Okay guys, that is going to do it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, a like below is very much appreciated. Equally as much if you didn't enjoy it, please feel free to leave a dislike as well. This area turned out quite nicely in my opinion, and it's a really nice way of being a little more unique with your park areas and how you can implement them into a little more heavier infrastructure like we've done here. Stick around for the rest of the outro pan and see how people are moving around with all the different paths that we've put in. And check out some of the finer detailing we did as well around the tram stop. It's looking really nice, and it'd be really cool when we get some monorails flowing through this area as well. It will start to look really, really cool. So this transport hub, not as major as the one on the other side of the river, but it will certainly handle a lot of people. Huge thank you again to ImperialJedi for the support on the channel. That is just like crazy. Huge fangirl moment, and hopefully you guys can appreciate it as well. But anyway, I will leave you alone. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.
Let me try.